NFL fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Jay All Day NFL Show. Today we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns. We're going to do a full 7-round mock draft for the Browns. They're up number 2 overall. What do? They're going to take a quarterback, or are they going to pass on the QB, lay it on down the road, and potentially grab one in the second or third round? We'll find out in this new mock draft. Let's get into it. All right, Browns fans, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps this video get into the algorithm. And if you want more NFL content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Titans. Browns up at number 2. For me, it's between Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, right? You want to get some elite prospect, a blue chip prospect. And I think Travis Hunter is the guy. You know, Abdul Carter is a really, really good player, but he's already dealing with nagging injuries, playing both sides of the ball. I mean, he's just a special guy. I don't think you could pass on this special talent. Travis Hunter goes number 2 to the Browns. And now we're drafting on the board 33 overall. Jalen Milroe on the board, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Jackson Dart. And for me, Jackson Dart is the 3rd best quarterback in this draft, maybe even number 2 when the dust settles. So Browns fans, you get Dart at 33 without having to make a trade and waste some picks and trade up. We're going Jackson Dart at the 33rd pick in the 2nd round. Now, Browns fans, we're drafting 67 and 94 overall in the 3rd round. We got a 4th round pick, 4 6th round picks, and a 7th round pick. All right. We got a lot of places, a lot of holes to fill on this roster. Tackle being one of them, right? We got to look at tackle. Ozzie Trapillo's on the board. Charles Grant, a guy I really, really like at 97 ranking overall. He could be there for us maybe in the next round. Now, we take a look at who's left. Shamar Turner is on the board. 6'4", 300 pounds, big boy. Dylan Sampson, the running back. Cornerback, Ben Morrison, a guy I really, 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 really like. One of my favorite players in this draft class. Josiah Stewart also on the board, a guy I definitely like. But for me, 67 overall in the 3rd round. Ben Morrison still being on the board. I know they have Denzel Ward, but he's getting a little bit older and they need someone to pair up with him. I'm going Ben Morrison, the cornerback, at 67 overall. Now, we're up 94 overall in the 3rd round. We got our quarterback, wide receiver, and running back. We could use a running back. Let's go check out the wide receivers. Let's check out the running backs, man. Damian Martinez still on the board. Isaiah Bond on the board. Bishal Tutin still on the board. He could be there at 104. Maybe let's go offensive tackle. Cam Williams from Texans on the board. Savion Williams. Devin Neal. Anthony Belton from North Carolina on the board. We definitely need some offensive line help, but is there anyone worth this 94th pick? I do like Chase Lunt from Connecticut. Pretty solid player. You know, 6'8", 305. When you're that tall, people can get up underneath your pads, so I'm a little concerned about that play overall. But yeah, the other positions I like, I do like Tate Ratledge from Georgia, the guard. We definitely could use some offensive line help. He's one of the better offensive linemen left on the board for us here. We went, Travis Hunter's going to probably play wide receiver. They kind of like him at wide receiver. So I expect him to be the wide receiver. Dart, the quarterback. Morrison, the corner, right? So maybe I want to protect him a little bit more when we get Jackson Dart in there. I'm going to go, I think I might go Tate Ratledge, guys. Damian Martinez is on the board. I really do like him as well. But I'm hoping he's going to be there a little bit longer. As I'm going through these picks, yeah, I'm doing it. Tate Ratledge, 94 overall. We need some offensive line help for sure. Now, we're drafting in the 4th round, 104 overall. Tez Johnson's on the board, but he didn't run as well as people thought he was going to run. Deon Walker on the board here. 6'6", 345. Be a monster in the D line here, man. He could play a lot of different spots. He could play nose. He could play all over the D line, right? He played everywhere, over tackle, B gap, A gap. He played everywhere. I want to shore up some D line. Deion Walker seems like an interesting pick for us at this spot. You know, looking at who's else is left on the board, I do like Peebles, Kobe Bryant, Quadarius Robinson, another edge defender I really, really like. He's an interesting guy, 6'5", 241. You know, we got Myles Garrett, who's a pretty big monster, so he's definitely could fit more in a 3-4 scheme than a 4-3 scheme, in my opinion. Rivers from Miami is on the board, the tackle. Not a bunch of guys I love. I do like Byshal Tuten. Man, maybe we go Byshal Tuten here, man. That could be a really interesting pick. He was the fastest running back in the draft this year. A bit of a reach, but if you like the talent, you draft a player. The draft spot doesn't really matter to me. Oladejo from UCLA. He's been rising up draft boards as well. 6'3", 250. Pretty good player, man. 7 sacks. He's an interesting guy. I definitely like that player for sure. Jalot from Louisville. He's another guy I really, really, really like. More of a 4-3 guy for sure. 6'3", 275. Jalot's the pick, man. Number 104 overall. Now, we're in the 6th round. We got 4 freaking picks, man. I'm going to draft the running back here. We definitely need to add one to the mix. Kyle Monangai is on this list. Taj Brooks from Texas Tech. 1,500 yards, 5 yards per carry, 5'10", 230. Big boy. Jordan James from Oregon, 5'10", 210. I like his size, man. Really, really talented player. 90 overall rushing grade. 1,200 yards this past year. Woo, baby. Yeah, I'm going to go Jordan James from Oregon. Oregon runs a really great high-tempo offense. I love that pick in the 6th round. All right, now we're at 192 overall. Tim Smith from Alabama. Definitely a guy I really like. I love drafting big program guys. 6'4", 314. I do like this pick. Yeah, Tim Smith could definitely be in play for us. Taking a look. Tufana from Utah, the big boy. 6'3", 308. Solid player as well. No sacks, though. I don't like guys with super low production, man. I need a little more production. Jake Majors is on the board. Jay Higgins, the linebacker. You can always add depth at the linebacker spot. But for me, when I look at who's left, Tim Smith. I like the big school guys. From Tim Smith from Alabama. Shore up that D line a little bit. We got edge. We got interior defensive linemen. We got 2 more 6th and a 7th round pick coming up for us for the Cleveland Browns. All right. One guy I really, really like is Malachi Moore. He could definitely be in play at the safety spot. Cam Hormsley, I do like him as well. We got our quarterback in Jackson Dart. Taking a look at who's up. Akil Arnold, really regressed this past season. Jalen Smith's on the board. Cameron Jackson. The center, Jake Majors. I do like Jake Majors because he's an excellent pass blocker. I'm bringing in some center depth here in the 6th round. Pick 200 overall. Now, in the 6th round, 216 overall, I want to bring in some depth at the linebacker room. Jay Higgins, man. Very, very talented guy. And I like his missed tackle rate under 10%. 6'2", 232, a little bit slender of a guy. That's why he dropped into the 6th round, right? Oronde Gadsden, a tight end prospect. He makes some sense. Holland Pierce, the tackle. Yeah, I like this spot, baby. I like this spot. 6'8", 344. Bring in a monster offensive lineman. Bring in all the O-line help we can get, guys. We got a guard. We got a tackle. Now, in the 7th round, Clay Webb, another guard I like from Jacksonville State. Like, play lesser competition, obviously, right? So that's why he's available in the 7th round. Taking a look, who else is available on the board here in the 7th round? We got our wide receiver in Travis Hunter, Jackson Dart, the quarterback, cornerback. We got some edge help. We got a running back, some D-line, center, a tackle. This is kind of like Howard Cross III. I do like Howard Cross III. He was excellent in 2023. Kind of regressed a little bit. I wonder if he was playing through some injuries. But, he's a very interesting player. He could definitely, add some depth to that D-line there for sure. I do like that. Taking a look at who else is left on the board. No one's screaming to get drafted, right? Muhammad from Oregon, the corner, pretty solid guy. Coverage grade in the 80s. Rock Taylor, probably bringing in another wide receiver might not be a bad idea here. 6'3", 215. Be like an ex-wide receiver type of guy. Aubrey Burks from West Virginia, a guy who played really well his first 2 years and dealt with some injuries. I'm gonna take a flyer on Aubrey Burks from West Virginia, 5'11", 209. I think he might be the guy to take a flyer on. 2 really productive years and then dealt with a bunch of injuries, right? So I think adding some depth to the safety room makes some sense. I do like that pick for sure, but then wide receiver, adding another wide receiver to this room. Franklin from Illinois is available as well. 10% drop rate. I don't love that. Rock Taylor coming around 5% is a lot better. Contested catch rate at 60%, pretty damn good as well. Came on definitely towards the end of the year. 14 yards per reception. Only 2 touchdowns, though. I don't love that from a big-bodied wide receiver. Meeks from Syracuse is on the board. Very, very productive in his final year at Syracuse, right? Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. This guy could be a 6'2", 210. I'm going to take a flyer on Jackson Meeks in the 7th round. All right, Browns fans, we got Travis Hunter, A grade. They gave Jackson Dart an F grade in the 2nd round. He's probably going to be a 1st-round pick. So if they want Jackson Dart, they're probably going to have to trade up for him. Not being able to trade up for him, that's really stupid. Don't even look at that. They'd have no quarterback on this roster that's not named Kenny Pickett. So PFF, pump the brakes a little bit. Another A grade with Ben Morrison in the 3rd round. And then we just got, in these middle rounds, a lot of depth. We added some offensive line depth. Edge, Jalad, I like. Jordan James, I like. I like all these guys, man. They're not going to be superstars, but great quality players. And we killed the last 2 picks, Holland Pierce and Jackson Meeks. But I do like Tim Smith from Alabama. A lot of big schools here, guys. Texas, Alabama, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Ole Miss. I like those programs. They're the better college players, in my opinion. Browns fans, let me know in the comments below. Do you like this draft? Would you be happy with this draft? You get Travis Hunter, you get a quarterback, you get a great cornerback, and some really, really good trenches players. Tate Ratledge, Tim Smith, Jalot. Very unheralded guy. Check out his tape. It's really good. And then we got Holland Pierce, the tackle from Rutgers in the 6th round. I love it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.